It's been a while now, a while since Cody Rhodes ended Roman Reigns' never-ending title run, and if you listen to the audience back at WrestleMania 40, Rhodes is clearly super over. The joy and the noise in the building when he gets that 3 count is enormous. So, for Cody haters, the idea that Rhodes couldn't work as the top face seemed pretty stupid at the time. And yet, fast forward to today, and Rhodes, frankly, is a bland, monotonous champion, predictable to hell and back. He hasn't had a single challenger that could have convincingly beat him, and now he's all locked in to the Bloodline drama, bordering on second fiddle to the newly babyface Roman Reigns. So why? Why hasn't the American Nightmare quite managed to stick the landing as a full-on top dog? The problem actually goes all the way back to the Monday Night Raw right after WrestleMania 38. Rhodes cut possibly his career-best promo about how Dusty Rhodes very nearly, but ultimately never, got to be WWF Champion back in the day. And he was here, after years away finding himself in Ring of Honor and New Japan and finally AEW, to finally get that Rhodes family name on the WWE Championship lineage. Awesome. The one problem here was that, immediately, from day one, his entire character is purely about chasing that one title. All wrestlers should be chasing gold, of course, but ideally, they have a little more personality and motivation beyond just that, in order to make them a little more three-dimensional. Instead, Rhodes lost his first crack at the gold, had a feud with Brock Lesnar where, to this day, we still don't know why Lesnar attacked him, and meandered until it was time to get another go at winning the gold. Time and again, there's just something missing. There's a lack of, dare I say, nuance in Rhodes the character and much of what he gets up to. Let's compare Cody to Roman Reigns. Reigns spends years as a cringe babyface, flopping hard in the post-Shield years with terrible beanstalk and tater tots promos, a wildly unpopular recurring feud with Brock Lesnar, and brief, undercooked world title runs. In 2020, he returned after a break with a new attitude. Heel Reigns was seemingly completely unlike Big Dog Reigns, but the change actually worked as a fairly thoughtful character arc. Reigns had been betrayed by one of his best friends in Seth Rollins back in 2014, shattering the Shield in the process. Reigns had also been largely rejected by the audience for years, pilloried with boos and jeers, no matter how strong or noble he was booked to be. And now, with time away, he'd rethought his priorities, reshaped by his setbacks into a cruel, cynical control freak. All that mattered was being on top and sticking it to those who'd refused his crack at becoming the next big good guy. Beyond that, that fear of betrayal frequently seemed to be on his mind, as his paranoia turned him into a mean-spirited, abusive leader to his own family in the form of the Usos, frequently knocking them down a peg and keeping them in line. So 3 and a bit years was a bit long, but Reigns having such a well-fleshed-out, dark character, at least by wrestling standards, made him a compelling champ for most of it. Rhodes, meanwhile, like a dog chasing a car, doesn't actually know what to do with one when he catches it. His matches with AJ Styles this year were very good, but the feud turned into a knockoff of the great John Cena-Mark Henry angle from 2013. Wholly unoriginal. Solo Sikoa, his SummerSlam challenger. He is a flop in the tribal chief role. He's too short and nondescript to be an effective or menacing super heel. He's frequently outshined by Jacob Fatu as his loony henchman, and even Tama Tonga's got more swagger and colour to his persona than Sikoa does. No one was buying Sikoa as a man who could take Rhodes down. He's simply a plot device, as WWE twiddle their thumbs waiting for the Ruck to come back. And then Cody Rhodes moves on to Kevin Owens, a guy who, in the angle, didn't even want a WWE title shot because he felt unworthy. Even the challenger is saying he's not a good enough challenger. Obviously, Owens was right. He was unworthy, given he couldn't even win a mid-card belt off that broccoli-haired monster behind Prime and Lunchley. There's no arguments there. Kevin Owens was not worthy, and that's the thing. None of Cody Rhodes' challengers have been. None of them have looked all that credible. He hasn't even got to do an angle with Randy Orton, who, despite being booked horribly all year, could still be an interesting threat to Rhodes given their long history. But no. And now, despite holding the richest prize in all of professional wrestling, Rhodes is in serious danger of getting overshadowed by the man his whole WWE return run has been about overcoming, Roman Reigns. And the thing with Reigns, his babyface return has seen him help out Rhodes, take a few weeks to even finally cut a proper promo, and get completely demolished by Jacob Fatu. And now he's tagging with Rhodes. The champ is not even defending the gold on a PLE. Never a good look. It wasn't a great look when Reigns did it either. Who's really benefiting from this? Fans are already happy to see Reigns back as a good guy. He doesn't need any endorsements or allies for that to work. Rhodes, meanwhile, hasn't exactly set the world on fire as champ the way some seem to hope he would, and is now in serious danger of playing Best Supporting Actor to the guy he went over at WrestleMania 40. So where does he go from here? Overall, the American Nightmare persona itself is quite flat, past the crazy build he got heading into WrestleMania 40. On the one hand, he is meant to be a noble, man of the people babyface, great. On the other, though, he is a bit of a nepo baby. He wears the nice suits, he has the bleached hair, all like a certain 80s superheel, and wheels out the thesaurus for his promos like he's Nick Buckwinkle, which again is an 80s superheel. There's also the desperate attempts to tug on the old heartstrings with poorly acted crocodile tears as he brings up something to do with his family, typically his old man, like a sleazy politician trying to squeeze a few extra votes out of the public. Back in AEW, a lot of fans thought he was meant to be like Homelander, and it would turn out the sterile nice guy act was just a cover for a diabolical menace to wrestling. That might be cool if it ever happens, it was an amusing theory, but for now, Rhodes is frankly one of the blandest lead hero babyfaces WWE have ever had, and there is some stiff competition out there. Roman Reigns himself was a similarly half-baked figure back during his botched babyface run, and it stunted his potential until he finally changed things up. For Rhodes, though, regardless of what some critics say, a heel turn now would be an awful idea, and it would completely invalidate his whole journey and much of WrestleMania 40, which will almost definitely go down as one of the more historically important manias in the years to come. Something that is becoming clearer is that Rhodes' reign on top may be in serious trouble sooner rather than later. Not because of any criticisms here, oh no, I am well aware this video is probably a minority opinion, no, because The Rock has finished shooting The Smashing Machine, and that segment between him and Rhodes after Mania 40 was definitely hinting at a future title bout between them. Many folks believe that's actually going to be the main event for next year's WrestleMania, but did anyone stop to think it might be a little sooner than that? A heel version of Rock's 2013 Royal Rumble to a WrestleMania 29 WWE title run is not out of the question. Especially with how long this Rock Reigns Mania main event has been teased and discussed. If so, you've got to ask, can Cody Rhodes stay in the title picture and the main event scene long term after his first championship reign ends, or does he become the latest star to find himself stumbling back into the mid-card?